Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to Unity Center of Walnut Creek. We're going to start off by singing the song, I'm Gonna Sing.
So please stand and join us in singing, I'm Gonna Sing.
I'm gonna sing when the Spirit says sing. I'm gonna sing when the Spirit says sing. I'm gonna sing when the Spirit says sing and obey the Spirit of the Lord. All day, all night, angels watching over me, my Lord. All day, all night, angels watching over me. I'm gonna pray when the Spirit says pray. I'm gonna pray when the Spirit says pray. I'm gonna pray when the Spirit says pray and obey the Spirit of the Lord. All day, all night, angels watching over me, my Lord. All day, all night, angels watching over me. I'm gonna work when the Spirit says work. I'm gonna work when the Spirit says work. I'm gonna work when the Spirit says work and obey the Spirit of the Lord. All day, all night, angels watching over me, my Lord. All day, all night, angels watching over me. I'm gonna sing when the Spirit says sing. I'm gonna sing when the Spirit says sing. I'm gonna sing when the Spirit says sing and obey the Spirit of the Lord. All day, all night, angels watching over me, my Lord. All day, all night, angels watching over me. All day now. All day, all night, angels watching over me, my Lord. All day, all night, angels watching over me. Angels watching over me. Angels watching over
So please remain standing and join us in singing, Dancing in God's Heart. Yeehaw!
Circle right and circle left, dancing in God's heart. Hold love's hands and stomp your feet, dancing in God's heart. Feel the rhythm and feel the flow, dancing in God's heart. Sing with joy and let yourself go, dancing in God's heart. Hug and praise and I will stand, dancing in God's heart. Swoon and sway and rock and swing, dancing in God's heart. Melt into the ocean of love, dancing in God's heart. Fly so free like a peaceful dove, dancing in God's heart. Open your eye and let it be, dancing in God's heart. Infinite joy and tranquil bliss, dancing in God's heart. Vision of light, infinity, dancing in God's heart. I'm one with you, you're one with me, dancing in God's heart. Be with me. Fly so free. Be with me. Fly so free. Dancing in God's heart. Dancing in God's heart. Dancing in God's heart. Dancing in God's heart.
Yeehaw!
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to Unity Center. And I'm Leslie Terrain. It's my pleasure to welcome you to the service today. Please join me in waving hello to our online friends. Good morning out there. Your presence adds to our spiritual community, and we appreciate you. Before we begin our service, let's take a moment to check our cell phones and to make sure that they are completely off. Thank you very much. We are blessed to have as our musicians today, Heart Dream.
Thank you.
Thank you. Let's open our service by focusing our intention through our opening affirmation. Please join me in prayerfully and powerfully speaking it together 3 times. So we'll settle in, and together we say, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. And again we say, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. And one more time from our hearts, we say, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. Let's continue by reading aloud the statement of our unity. It is, God's love is within each of us, guiding us to dynamically express our wholeness, wisdom, and abundance. We acknowledge the universal wisdom in the Christ teachings and in all spiritual paths. I now choose to open to the presence of divine love and to be changed at depth. Throughout this sacred time, God is uplifting me, and through my heart, the world. Our heart minister, Michael Garvey, will read Community's Daily Word.
Today's word is Sabbath. Squeezing one more task, errand, or responsibility into a day can leave me so focused on doing that I seem to do nothing well. This is my wake-up call, a realization that by doing more and more things, I am neglecting my own spirituality. Observing a Sabbath, I take time away from rushing to be alone with God or to gather with others in worship. The Sabbath is about being fully in the presence of God and recharging my spiritual battery. Physical renewal springs forth when I make time for the renewal of my spirit. I am refreshed by a wellspring of divine energy and life. As I put God first, all else falls into place. My doing takes on new meaning and purpose because I know my oneness with God. From Exodus, remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. And today's affirmation is, in the presence of God, I am renewed. Would you say that with me, please? In the presence of God, I am renewed. And let's do it one more time. In the presence of God, I am renewed.
Please join us in singing. Oh, sing, my heart, sing. Oh, sing, my heart, sing. Let my eyes gaze upon thee, upon my Lord, upon my Lord. I am you. On my
Thank you very much. I'm going to highlight a few upcoming events. The details of these and other activities are in your bulletin and on our website. Have you ever wondered how to volunteer at Unity? And we do a lot of volunteering here. How to contribute your unique talents and experience to events, programs, welcoming, or outreach? Today, following the 11:30 service, after some tasty snacks, we will gather here in the sanctuary for our second participation day. Our annual Teddy Bear Drive starts today and runs through next Sunday. Each Sunday, the donated bears will attend our services, spend time with us, so pass them around, give them your energy and your love. And then this year, the Book Centers also has got some great, unique teddy bears for sale. The teddy bears will go to children and to hospitals. So please go check the Book Center. Our Thanksgiving celebration begins on Wednesday, November 23rd at 7:30 p.m. as a service of appreciation. On Thanksgiving Day, we will have our turkey dinner at noon in the community room. Sign-up sheets are on the patio and in the Book Center during the week. And Reverend Sheila Gautreaux has something to say about the magic of forgiveness.
Come on, Sheila.
Okay, how many of you think you've done all of your forgiveness work? Raise your hand. When I was on Reverend Robin Ryder's radio show, she gave me a little thing so I could give you this. Here's a test. If you feel that you have done all your forgiveness work, here's what you do. Fill your bathtub with water, step in, and if you stay on top, you're done. Now, if you're an exception to this rule, next Saturday, 9 to 6, right here, the magic of forgiveness, it will help you release and let go of once and for all the residual energy you have been carrying in your mind, in your consciousness, and in your physical body of things that have not been forgiven, people, situations, and yourself. If you want to be free to step fully into your power, come and join me for the magic of radical forgiveness. You will walk away being changed at depth. And we're going to end with a powerful radical forgiveness healing circle, a ceremony based on a Native American healing circle. Come and join me. The cost, there is a cost, $65. However, no one will be turned away, but it is worth every penny. Okay? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. If you were here with us for the first time, we invite you to raise your hand so we can acknowledge you. Do we have any guests with us? We have a visitor back there. Thank you. If you keep your hand up, we have a gift for you. We also want to welcome those that are new to us and joined us online into our spiritual community. We truly appreciate you being with us here and online. The lei has a saying on it, and we would like to share that with you. It says, just as God is designed for every shell of the sea, so God has designed for your life. We have a blessing, which we will see on the monitors, and if you'll join with me as we raise our hands together and we send our sincere blessing, and we affirm, we love you, we bless you, and we behold the light of God shining through you. And welcome, thank you for joining us today. And now it's time to stand and greet our friends and our new friend here. Thank you.
You're an angel, you're a being of light, you're an angel, and I know that I'm right. You're an angel, bringing love to everyone, and it's yours to give, and in the giving comes the fun. Please join us. You're an angel, being of light. You're an angel, and I know that I'm right. You're an angel, bringing love to everyone, and it's yours to give, and in the giving comes the fun. We are angels, we are beings of light. We are angels, and we know that we're right. We are angels, bringing love to everyone, and it's ours to give, and in the giving comes the fun. I'm an angel, I'm a being of light. I'm an angel, and I know that I'm right. I'm an angel, bringing love to everyone, and it's mine to give, and in the giving comes the fun. You're an angel.
All right, all you angels, take a deep breath. Breathe in through your heart. Breathe out and let go. Take that next breath and just breathe in that awareness of this divine love that's enfolding you, whether you are stuffed or waiting to get stuffed, whatever it is. As we enter into our time of prayer and meditation, just gently let go and let the music guide you to that very center of your heart.
Peace be still. Peace be still. Peace be still. Peace be still.
beloved presence, Mother, Father, God, infinite love. As we journey within to know you more completely, to awaken to our oneness with you, we journey through that presence of your love, through the experience of your peace, knowing that your love is here, caring for us, guiding us, filling our lives. We take whatever it is that has been turmoil or concern during this last week, and we call forth your peace. That peace might fill our minds. That peace might fill our hearts. And we might know your presence more completely. Just as for the disciples when the storm came up on the Sea of Galilee, and they were filled with fear. And Jesus spoke those words to calm that turmoil, to bring forth the awareness of that presence and power that we often experience as peace. And he said to the storm, to the waves, and to our fears, peace, be still. Whatever that turmoil within, from your heart speak those words. Peace, be still. From that part of you that is one with that infinite power, from that part of you that is the expression of divine love, to that part of you that still holds fear or doubt. From that love, speak those words. Peace, be still. For in this stillness, we touch at depth that divine presence. In this stillness, we rest in being with that infinite love. Peace, be still. Peace, be still. Peace, be deep well that is the infinite peace of that divine presence within our hearts. We draw forth the beautiful presence of the divine as the infinite love. That energy that moving through our hearts creates that feeling, that awareness, that power that is love, that is God. And so we make that choice to send that, to send it forth, to touch, to bless, to heal. And we begin by radiating from our hearts to our own body, calling forth every cell and system into its wholeness. We send it from our hearts to each one of those that are dear to us, blessing, healing, guiding, uplifting. We radiate this love. We send it across the spiritual community, becoming a part of that light and wisdom that flows through each person, blessing everyone in their world. We radiate this love, sending it across the communities in which we live, across our nation, healing its fears and bringing forth its great wisdom and compassion, and radiating this love to the people of all nations, healing all fears and bringing peace. And we send this love to all who join us in prayer, whether in mosque or a synagogue, temple or church, whether gathered at home or on the hillside, for in seeking to know you, beloved presence, we are all one. And we send this love to the earth, to the creatures of the earth, and we send it to the heart of every single person. For you are that love in every heart. And in that love, we are one. Divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. Please join me. Divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. Again, divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. And once again, divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. Presence that we call the Christ in each being. Amen.
Sitting in the stillness of my heart, I close my eyes, going deeper within, feeling the heat welling up inside, letting the symphony of love begin. Raindrops fall in a clear crystal bowl.
Every chord harmonizes my soul. From my dream I awaken to sing. Gratitude and thanks for everything.
Violet blue aura in my third eye gives way to dazzling brilliance of light. My inner eye opens up to bliss. Oneness with God is the highest gift of all. Raindrops fall in a clear crystal bowl.
Every chord harmonizes my soul. From my dream I awaken to sing. Gratitude and thanks for everything.
Rivers of melody connect me to you. Songs of ancient wisdom arise and flow through, and I melt into the ecstasy of grace, surrounded by love in God's pure embrace. Raindrops fall in a clear crystal bowl.
Every chord harmonizes my soul. From my dream I awaken to sing. Gratitude and thanks for everything.
Raindrops fall in a clear crystal bowl. Ooh.
Morning. So if there's a bear near you, fill it with love and keep passing them around. There we go. All right. Oh, what wonderful things we've got going on. As many of you know, part of the power of what's here is the experience of community and connecting in, being a part of this, finding those ways that you can receive and give. Be sure and take that chance after that last service to come back, have a snack, and be here for this participation day. It's just so helpful to find all the amazing ways to connect in and create and make wonderful things happen. And Sheila, I appreciated your test for forgiveness. One of the things that I've been aware of is if you look at sets of spiritual teachings that have to do with any area, if you're looking at physical healing, if you're looking at prosperity, you're looking at relationships, you're looking at internal peace, everyone has a step that's called forgiveness. And I've got to do this wonderful process with Sheila and just encourage you. Wow, what a wonderful opportunity. Thank you for being here and doing that. Now, realizing that one of our purposes in getting here is when we get together, essentially we've all made that commitment to be conscious and to support ourselves as spiritual beings as we grow. And the universe being a very generous place provides us lots of opportunities for growth. Have you noticed that? There is one very powerful, very important part of that process that I keep coming back to, and I have to keep reminding myself of it. One of the things that I've really come to appreciate is that there are stories that help me remember because they're deeply rooted in the symbology of the subconscious, and they touch those archetypal patterns of the spiritual being within us. And so I'd like to touch on one of those stories. Now, I've been over this story before, so I'm not going to go through all parts of it, but I want to focus on, if you will, the action part. That thing about, okay, what do I do when? Well, this is about what do I do when. Okay, and it comes from one of those beautiful teachings that exist in the world we call fairy tales. It's that world of Sleeping Beauty. And this particular part of the story comes later on. So let me just bring us all together by kind of going through the pieces that bring us up to the what do I do part of it, okay? Now, you may remember, Sleeping Beauty is a story of a little princess born to a king and queen, and they were thrilled, their first baby, here's this beautiful little being, and they had a celebration for all the kingdom. Everybody comes in and gives their blessings and their gifts, and the evil fairy shows up and says, and basically gives a curse on the little princess. The evil fairy says, before she has her 18th birthday, she will prick her finger on the needle of the spinning wheel, and she will die. So the other fairy shows up and says, well, I can't undo it, but I can change it. She will not die, but she will fall into a sleep from which she can be awakened by true love's kiss. So the king and queen, to try and avoid this curse, send the baby off to be raised in the forest where no one knows who she is, and she doesn't know who she is. And so as she grows, there comes that point where she's close to being 18, and 18 is the symbol of stepping into the mature self. Okay, so she has to go back to the castle and discover that she is the princess. She is the child of the king and queen. But in returning to the castle, as she enters the castle, she's drawn by the evil fairy to the spinning wheel, pricks her finger, and falls into that state of sleep. And as she enters that sleep, the fairies cast that sleep over the whole castle. Now, this is a story, this is your story. Okay, and you are every character within it. Of course, you're the beautiful princess. Okay, just kind of, do your hair a little bit. Look around. You're the princess, that beautiful spiritual being, because this is about the journey of the spiritual being as it awakens. Now, the princess being a female figure is talking about what happens to our feeling world as we go through this. Okay, so here is the feelings, all the love, the care, the gifts that are given, and there is this curse. Now, basically, it is the experience of the third dimension. It's the experience of the earth that we are assigned to overcome. In that, we will experience pain. And usually what we do when we experience pain is we fall asleep. Okay? Now, there's two ways we fall asleep. Some people go to sleep by just suppressing all the feeling. They just, no, everything's fine. I'm just fine. It's okay. They just suppress everything down there. And the others, they just let it take them over and act it out. Nothing's okay. How could you? They go one way or the other. Okay? And both are asleep. Okay, so when this feeling world experiences pain, that is what happens. Okay. But there's this other part of you, the prince. Okay, so sit up strong, kind of draw those reins in and ready to ride. Okay, the prince goes to Unity. Because the prince knows that he's the child of God. He's the king and queen are the God symbols. So the prince is consciously aware, and he's the thinking self, just like she's the feeling self. He's the thinking self. So he knows, he went and took his class, I am a child of God. Okay, so it's that part of you that knows that, who knows who you really are, knows you're a spiritual being. The evil fairy's pretty smart. Okay, so when the princess falls asleep, she imprisons the prince. Okay, and if you noticed, when you have experienced pain, your thinking self gets trapped. Okay, and the trap that we most enjoy is to figure out who's wrong and point our fingers at him and tell ourselves the stories again and again how wrong and bad they are, how unfair it is. We fall asleep in our blame. We decide that the best way to handle this is to view ourselves as powerless and that they have all the power. You have the power to make a mess of my life. And the fact that I'm sitting here totally indulging in it has nothing to do with it. Okay. The thinking self. Trapped. And if you've ever seen that thing that goes through your head, okay, that story that you tell again and again and again and again, that's the prison. Okay. Now, but it's the prince's job to solve the problem. Okay, Sleeping Beauty is asleep. So it's that part of you that knows better, that part of you that knows, that has learned who you really are, that has to make the change. Okay, and that's what I want to look at today. How does that happen? There's a hint or two that Jesus gave us when he was first writing on his iPad. Said, Then you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Okay, so it's about the truth. You will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Because if you're going through that pain thing, particularly if you are enjoying that part of blaming somebody else, you aren't free. You've given them your power. They're determining how you feel. They are ones that are constructing the quality of your world. That's not freedom. Okay, and then he gives this assignment. He says, why do you look at the speck of sawdust in your brother's eye and pay no attention? Well, you don't like this one. I don't like this one. But we'll read it. Why do you look at the speck of sawdust in your brother's eye and pay no attention to the plank in your own eye? How can you say to your brother, let me take the speck out of your eye, when all the time there's a plank in your own eye? You hypocrite. First, take the plank out of your own eye, and then you will see clearly to remove the speck from your brother's eye. Now, notice he doesn't say your brother doesn't have any problems, but he sure shows us where the work is. And it kind of shows us the relationship of the work, the plank to the speck. So, now, when the prince is imprisoned, what comes to the prince are the fairies. Okay, now fairies and fairy tales are like angels in biblical mythology. Okay, they are the picture of the flow of divine idea, the flow of higher intelligence from God to man, from the spiritual into the human dimension. Okay, so the fairies come to him and they bring him that which can free him. They bring him the truth. The truth shall set you free. What they bring him is the sword of truth. And they bring the shield of virtue. Okay, now, I want to do a difference in the truth here. Some of us were once told that we should, really tell the truth about what was going on in our life. And mostly what that meant was complain and tell everybody how everybody is messing you around and how lousy you feel about it. Okay, that's not the truth. That's not the kind of truth we're talking about. Okay, that is temporary immersion in limited perceptual experience. Okay. We're talking about the truth of who you were before you entered into this world, who you will be afterwards, the power that you are one with, and its capability in your life right now. That's the truth. So Jesus had a chance to do that when he was imprisoned. Okay, so here he is. He's in chains. He's taken before Pilate. The Jews insisted, we have a law, and according to that law, he must die because he claimed to be the Son of God. When Pilate heard this, he was even more afraid, and he went back inside the palace. Where do you come from? He asked Jesus. But Jesus gave him no answer. Do you refuse to speak to me? Pilate said. Don't you realize I have power either to free you or to crucify you? Jesus answered, you would have no power over me if it were not given to you from above. Okay. If there is an appearance of someone having any power over you, that is because you gave it to them. And you didn't give it to them so they could control you. You gave it to them because out of an infinite wisdom that guides your being, you decided to take on something and grow through it. Because that has meaning to the soul that you are. That's the truth. Nothing and no one has power over you. Because you are one with all power. You are the one who sets up the circumstances in your life. If you're still at the point where you don't love yourself at all and you want to use that to do a guilt trip, you can do that. It doesn't help. You'll get tired of it and get over it and get on with it. But it's about the power you have and who you really are. That's what the truth is. So, the prince gets the sword of truth. Okay, and when he raises his consciousness, in other words, when he's touched by the fairies, he steps forth and he's no longer imprisoned because now he has a hold of the truth. But the evil fairy, she's pretty good. Okay, she puts around the castle a field of thorns. So he has two things he's going to have to go through. The first is the field of thorns. Okay, now the field of thorns is that set of negative thoughts that keep you from your goal. And what a beautiful symbol of those. They just keep poking you, don't they? And they hurt, and they drain your energy, and then you think of some more. Or at least I do. It gets going, and you go, oh yeah, but. What we have to do is take the sword of truth and cut through that realm of thought. Okay? And so we have to meet it with the truth. Now, there's different issues that we use and play with. So I was just thinking, one of our favorite issues is the singing together the Somebody Done Me Wrong song. Okay, now, I don't know if any of you have ever sang that song. But, you know, what happens is you notice the thoughts that are there. Okay, we constantly go back to how powerless I am, how wrong you are, those thoughts that just continue to debilitate and block us from our good. And yet there's a princess out there just waiting to be kissed. And here we are, ain't it awful? Somebody done me wrong. You who are one with infinite power and purpose. And you meet it with the truth. Who you really are. Now the truth is there's also challenge in life. That's okay. But that challenge is brought by your agreement with infinite love. And if it is filled with pain, it is because you have not embraced the other part of that. Because God is wholeness. There's always wholeness there. So if we only get the part, then we have to reach for that whole. And you have that power. It's already given to you. So it's a matter of taking a hold and making that real. Cutting through those thoughts. Stop them. With the truth of who you are. You are more than sufficient to meet everything that's before you. And if it's there, it's part of a greater good unfolding. That's the truth. So you cut through that. Then the evil fairy shows up. Okay. Now, when she first shows up, she is in a feminine form. Okay. Because she represents our fear, but it's the emotions, the feelings of fear that we have. Okay. And they're natural for us to have. They're part of the spiritual journey. They're part of the identity with the body. Okay. And so they aren't wrong, they aren't bad, but they do stop us. So he has the two weapons. He has the sword of truth. The other weapon that the fairies brought him were the shield of virtue. Now, she transforms herself from the feminine into the dragon. Okay, because with the dragon is the threat of death and harm. Okay, so we face this. And the virtue, the shield of virtue, when I look at this, the virtue that I see in confronting that dragon, confronting our fears, is the virtue that I call heart vulnerability. Heart vulnerability. There is a vulnerability that we have when we center ourselves in the wisdom of the heart. It is that ability to perceive ourselves completely honestly. To be completely honest with ourselves of where we are and what we're experiencing. Now, I didn't say head vulnerability. When you've done head vulnerability, you go something like this. Well, I'm going to share something with you, and please don't feel bad or get upset with me. I'm very vulnerable in sharing this, and so I'm going to be really hurt if you get upset or you reject me, but I'm going to do it anyhow. That's head vulnerability. It basically says the power is out there, and I'm just trying to get you to like me. Heart vulnerability says, I don't care what you think. I am doing this because this is valuable to myself to be and share myself honestly and clearly as I am. And you are welcome to join me in that. And if you can't, it's okay by me. Because you have no power over me. Little difference between the head and the heart. Head looks out. It wants approval. It wants to be okay from out there. The heart chooses to be okay because it knows it is. Because it knows who we are. So when we look honestly at our fears, then we're able to bring the sword of truth. Because the truth is, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life. It is the all-loving goodness of God. Nothing else is running your life. It is not possible because there's only one. Okay. When we meet it with that truth, we work on remembering that by reminding ourselves, God is good. God is good. And all the time. God is good. Okay, that's just a way of reminding ourselves of that beautiful truth that we shared when we started our service this morning. Okay, that's the truth. And that cuts through the fear. The only thing out there is pure love, and you are loved. Now, it doesn't mean we don't have to grow and stretch a little bit. Okay, and reach into that wisdom that's there to support us. Yes, it does. Okay, and it doesn't mean we got to guess right on what everybody was going to do and how they were going to do it. But it does mean that the power and the love and the purpose are in you. Okay. And so, that's what slays the dragon. And then he gets to kiss the princess. And she wakes up. That awareness that you have as a spiritual being, that with this beautiful knowledge that you have of the truth, this beautiful knowledge that you have of being a spiritual being, and the power and the connection that's there, that is fulfilled when it embraces the feeling of divine love. Okay, when we touch it at depth, because there we experience at a deeper level than possible in any other way our oneness with that divine, because that love is the divine. Okay, and that's how we get free. And then when they got that, now we still haven't addressed that piece of sawdust in your brother's eye. Whoever's doing whatever's out there is still doing it. They're still playing the game. But if you notice, the kingdom wakes up. Suddenly, you got kings and queens and knights and armies and parties and everything that you need is ready, and you are ready. You are ready to exercise dominion over the kingdom to which you were born. Your life. A sacred, beautiful journey. I keep thinking of that prince. But because he reminds me every time I'm going out there, that I'm going the wrong place. The work starts in here. Getting free in here. Using the truth that I know. Cutting through those thoughts that stand in my way. Being vulnerable to what is going on that I might see it with the truth. And letting go of that. Walk into that amazing love that transforms. Transforms me, transforms my life, transforms the world. It's called living happily ever after. Bless you.
Thank you, Reverend David, for helping us to remember. If you'd like prayer support for challenges or celebrations, please ask for our heart ministers. They will be available after the service here in the sanctuary and on the patio. Our heart ministers are wearing the lavender stoles. You're also invited to place a prayer request in our prayer box by the front door or in the book center or by selecting the prayer request button on our website. We will be praying with you throughout the week. At the close of the service today, we request that you allow the children, Reverend David, to exit the center aisle first before the rest of us follow. I'm assuming we're having children. We'll see if they come or not. It's time for our prosperity celebration. So for love in action or credit card donations, there are envelopes provided in the back of each chair. And I invite you to take your tithe or offering in your hand and be aware that God is the source of all our good. So together, if you repeat with me our affirmation, it is, divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, hit it! Come on! Heart Dream in the house! Every Sunday morning we congregate to bring, pray, learn, and meditate. We all get the message from the daily word, and when the announcements are read, they get heard. We dig our musicians and the joyful noise choir. When we sing along, it takes us all higher. We meet our guests and our old friends too. Sometimes it's so noisy it sounds like a zoo. Good morning. We are unity of Walnut Creek. We are unity of Walnut Creek. We are unity of Walnut Creek. A positive path for spiritual living. We are unity. What? Walnut Creek. Unity. Where? Walnut Creek. Unity. What? Walnut. Take me to the bridge. God's love is within each of us, guiding us to express our wholeness, wisdom, and abundance. Yeah. Knowledge, the wisdom, and the Christ. And in all spiritual paths, I choose to be open to the presence of love and to be changed at that. Yeah. Throughout the sacred time, God is uplifting me, and through my heart the world. That's what I'm talking about. Cause we are unity of Walnut Creek. We are unity of Walnut Creek. We are unity of Walnut Creek. Positive path for spiritual living. Our senior minister is Reverend D. Mack. He comes to the heart, and that's a fact, Jack. He teaches the lessons of the spiritual laws, and even shows the message of Santa Claus. You don't have to worry if you're short of bling. You can always give a love offering. You say you can't join us? No need to fret. You can catch a service on the internet. Yo, what's up? Cause we are unity of Walnut Creek. We are unity of Walnut Creek. We are unity of Walnut Creek. A positive path for spiritual living. We are unity. We are unity. Where? Walnut Creek. We are unity. What? Walnut Creek. Take me to the bridge. Divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. Divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. Divine
divine love flows through my heart, baby, enfolding and blessing the world. Divine love flows through my heart, enfolding and blessing the world. Why? 'Cause we're unity of Walnut Creek. We're unity of Walnut Creek. We're unity of Walnut Creek. A positive path for spiritual living. We're unity. What?
Walnut Creek.
We're unity. Where?
Walnut Creek.
We're unity. What?
Walnut Creek.
A positive path for spiritual living. A positive path for spiritual living. The love that you get is the love that you're giving. Digga, 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 doo, bow. Yo, peace out. Thank you, Walnut Creek.
Children, you are loved, special, and important.
God loves you.
And so do we. All right. We receive these gifts, knowing that the true gift given here is that commitment on each of our hearts to touch this world in a way that brings forth its wholeness, its beauty, and its peace. And Christ's joy. Amen. So let's stand and take hands and share together our prayer of protection. Together, the light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And our peace song. The love and the light and the peace in the earth right now. So let it shine and have fun.
1, 2, 3, hit it. Come on. Come on. Let's get down. Heart Dream in the house. Every Sunday morning we congregate to sing, pray, learn, and meditate. We all get the message from the daily word. When announcements are read, they get heard. We dig our musicians and the joyful noise choir. When we sing along, it takes us all high. Come on. 'Cause we are unity of Walnut Creek. We are unity
Walnut Creek, we're unity. Walnut Creek, a positive path for spiritual living. We're unity. Walnut Creek, we're unity. Where? Walnut Creek. Unity. What? Walnut Creek. A positive path for spiritual living. A positive path for spiritual living. What you get is the love that you're giving. Digga, 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 doom, bow, yo. Peace out.